Today, as my guest is a motivational speaker, a degree holder of business administration from Upper Iowa University, a writer and author of the book titled No Love, No Charity, The Success of the 19th Child. His autobiography has caught the attention of so many TV hosts and magazines, including the Black Enterprise magazine, SA Express News, Radar Online, and many more. I can just go on and on about how you have been talking about your story. So ladies and gentlemen, meet my special guest for today, Paul Lamar Hunter, the 19th child among the 21 siblings. So welcome, Paul, and it's a pleasure to have you today in my show. So before I start, how you doing?
Hey, I am blessed to be alive, and I'm blessed to be on your platform to share a positive story to inspire young men and women all around the world.
Amen. So for those who are watching, Paul was born the 19th child of 21 children of the same mother, and he was the first to ever accomplish a bachelor's degree. You and your family went through traumas. Your story is worth hearing. So tell us about you and what it means to grow up in a big family.
Well, I can say it means a lot to grow up in a big family. You know, my mother, she birthed 21 natural children by my father, 17 of us living today, 63 grandchildren, and 87 great-grandchildren. So being in a big family, it was tremendously a blessing. Yes, we grew up in the inner city, or some people might call it the hood or the ghetto. But one thing that we had was family. And also we had the community. So when you being raised in a big family, it was a lot of love. It was a lot of functional moments, and it was a lot of dysfunctional moments as well. But most importantly, we were able to love on each other and grow on each other, and we became productive men and women of society.
Wow, that's a wonderful story. So in the midst of that trauma, that stress, those challenges associated with that size of a family, there are so many things that could have stopped you from moving forward. You keep pushing on, you keep pushing yourself forward to the extent that you became the first child among your siblings to earn a bachelor's degree. So where did you draw your strength from?
I think I drew my strength from my mother and from my father. You got to go back to when my mom was born in 1934 and my father was born in 1936. They worked on the farm. Also, they picked cottons, and they always had an attitude of working hard. And so even though when I started to do research on my family lineage and I discovered no one never graduated college or completed college, I drew my strength from that. And so I decided to just go back to college and push myself to the limits, because I learned that when you push yourself to the limits, you will see how strong your mind is. I remember the adage growing up that the mind is a terrible thing to waste. And that's what they used to say in middle school and high school, that the mind was a terrible thing to waste. So I said, you know what? If it is a terrible thing to waste, what did I have to lose? And I realized that I have a lot to gain. So like I said, a lot of my strength, came from my parents, growing up in the 30s and the 40s, and they had they had a lot of strength, a lot of courage, a lot of hope. And what it did was it transferred to the next generation, which was my generation. And so I have an attitude that I can accomplish anything in my life. Yes, it's going to be some struggles. Yes, it's going to be some hard times, But if I surround myself with positive men and women and
Right.
knock on doors and ask for opportunities, somebody will say yes. And a lot of people, told me yes. That's the reason why I'm the first to graduate from college, Upper Iowa University, with a bachelor's of science in business administration. And so it's a big accomplishment, not only
Yes.
for me, but also for my family members. So I give a lot of credit to my mom, my dad, and also my siblings, because a lot of my siblings had to forego their education in order to teach me and my other siblings as well.
So I'm going to ask you this. How was it like? And what went through your mind when you were ready to receive your certificate, your diploma, your bachelor's degree? Because you remember you went through challenges and you believe that not your lineage, not your limitations, not even how you start will determine, but it depends on how you finish, and you finish strong. So what was in your mind? What went through your mind, and how was it like when you were like, oh, I got my bachelor's?
Oh man, that day I was just anxious. I couldn't wait till the ceremony start. I was just anxious. It's just, to me, in my opinion, when you work extremely hard and you put in the work, and you had discipline, you had focus, you had hard work, you had a positive attitude, and the day that it happens, you so anxious, you can't wait to grab on to that certificate, that bachelor's of science in business administration. To me, it was just like winning an NBA championship, winning a Super Bowl, winning a World Series, winning the World
Right,
Cup. That's how it was for me. I was very thrilled because I laid the foundation in the Hunter family. I literally laid the foundation. And so as of today, a lot of my nieces and nephews, they have bachelor's degrees. Yesterday, I just discovered that my niece, she became the first granddaughter to receive her master's degree. What
wow,
what
what a
a
joy.
accomplishment! It's a big accomplishment
Right,
in the Hunter family. That education is very important,
right,
and it sends a message to young men and women that are in the inner city or the hood, and that are struggling academically, financially,
right,
spiritually, mentally, that it doesn't matter how you start, it's how
right,
you finish. And in life, I can say this, and I want young people to know this, that the most difficult thing that it the most difficult thing is getting
right.
started. The most difficult thing is getting started. But I believe this, that the end is better than the
Than the
beginning.
beginning. Exactly. I got that. That is one of the quote that um, really speaks something in me, that the end is better than the beginning.
Yes.
So, um, you are a father of four, right?
Yes, I am. I'm a father of four. I have two girls and two sons. And also I have a granddaughter that is 2 years old. So I'm excited to be a father, and I'm excited to be a grandfather as well, because it's a new
Great.
level. It's a new level in my life.
Right,
It's just a new level, and I get to spend time with my granddaughter and teach her a lot, and
right.
it's just fun because I'm in a new level in my life.
You have a tremendous power of positivity. I can feel it. Because not everyone can feel that way. I mean, I have seen, I also came from a big family, and I've come across people who are so discouraged that there is no way they're going to make life because of their family size. But you have proven that to be wrong. And I'm happy that we can listen to your story today. So tell us why you decided to put your story in writing.
Well, I think that I did it is to give people hope, to let people know that their purpose is bigger than them circumstances. So
Right.
when I wrote the book, No Love, No Charity, The Success of the 19th Child, I knew in my heart, in my mind, in my spirit that it was going to impact people's lives
Right.
all over the world. And that right there is a testimony of this is a magnified story. Now the book has been adapted into a screenplay. Um, I just signed
Wow.
a contract with Tailflix, and what
Amen.
Tailflix did was they wrote the screenplay. Also, they wrote the page pitch, and they pitched it to Netflix, Sony Pictures, Paramount. We are in the process of negotiating a major movie deal. And one day you're going to tell your kids about how you interviewed me, and now you're going to the movie to watch it. And it's going to be
Right.
exciting. It's going to be exciting to talk about how a mother of 21 children and survive, how she had one child that
Right.
was determined and focused and hungry and had a positive attitude and a can-do attitude and went out there and accomplished his dreams.
So what is your reflection about your parents when you were growing up? Today, what do you what can you reflect and see something about them? What do they really do that you can really reflect and say that, wow, my parents were wonderful?
I can tell you this, um, my mother and father, by their commitment to each other um, when they was married together, how their marriage is totally different from this generation marriage because they
Yeah,
stuck through it through the bad times and also through the good times. And
right.
so another thing is that my mother and father, even though they were together for so many years, but they started a homeless shelter, one of the first homeless shelters in the city of Racine, Wisconsin. Just
Wow.
imagine you already gave birth to 21 natural children, and then years later, when your kids become adults, you decided to start a homeless shelter to help
Wow.
the less fortunate. So it shows a lot of commitment. It shows that my mother was a giving woman. You understand?
Right.
So
A lot of sacrifice, all those.
a lot of sacrifice that she did to start a homeless shelter and help the less fortunate, even though there was time in our home that we were struggling, but she made sure that we were taken care of and also other people out in the community. So it says a lot about my mom. It says a lot about my dad. That's the reason why people should go out and purchase my book, No Love, No
Right.
Charity, The Success of the 19th Child. The book is a parenting book. The book will give you hope. The book will encourage you. The book will inspire you to take your game to the next level spiritually, mentally, physically, academically, and socially, and emotionally.
I'm going to purchase that book. How
People
can
can
people reach out to you?
people can reach out to me through my website, paullamarhunter.com. I'm also on social media under Paul Lamar Hunter. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. You know, this is like I said, I am available for speaking engagements. So I have my
Good.
passport. I can travel anywhere around the world. I'm available for speaking engagements and also book signings as well.
Good to hear your story. For those who are watching, ladies and gentlemen, this is Paul Lamar Hunter. Paul, your story is wonderful. I never could have heard about your story if I didn't have this opportunity to meet you. So you are a wonderful person. And ladies and gentlemen, you can learn more about Paul Lamar Hunter by visiting his website. You can also reach out to him through his email, paul@paullamarhunter.com. And there's another PLH19 of 21 @gmail.com. And you can also follow him on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Paul Lamar Hunter. So, Paul, I want to thank you for coming. Do you have any last words?
Yes, I do. Yes, I want to close with this. My story doesn't end in defeat, but in victory.
Great.
There may have been some setbacks in my life, times where it looked impossible.
Great.
But my God looked out for me. Today, you may think that your circumstances are permanent, like being poor, uneducated, not having enough money.
Great.
But those things are temporary. With God's help, you will overcome your obstacles.
Amen.
You will rise higher.
Amen.
You will accomplish your dreams.
Amen.
And you will reach the fullness of your destiny.
Amen. I can feel that. I hope other people can feel that. Okay, Paul Lamar Hunter, it was an honor to have you on our show. I hope you're still going to find time and come back after people have started reaching out to you.
Okay.
So thank you for coming and have a nice day out there in Texas. God bless.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
And you can reach out to me anytime, bro. Anytime you feel like you want to reach out to me, feel free.
All right.
Nice to have you. Bye. Talk to you next.
All right.